Right. Angel's father rides a motorcycle every weekend. He rides to relax. He travels 78 miles in 2 days every weekend. If he travels the same amount of miles on both days, how many miles does he travel in one day? Well, let's start with step S, which we know is to underline the question. The question is, how many miles does he travel in one day? That means the problem is asking me to find the number of miles he travels in one day. Simple. On to step O, identifying the facts. Well, we need to find out how many miles he travels in one day. So let's eliminate the facts that do not help us find that answer. The fact that he rides a motorcycle every weekend does not help me find out how many miles he travels in one day. He rides to relax. That is not a relevant fact. That doesn't tell us how many miles he'll travel in one day, nor does it help us find out how many miles he'll travel in one day. He travels 78 miles in 2 days every weekend, and then following sentence says he travels the same amount of miles on both days. So I need both of those facts. The fact that he travels 78 miles in 2 days is important, and then also he travels the same amount each day. Now I need a plan. So, if he travels 78 miles in 2 days, so this is day 1, and this is day 2, and all together, there's 78 miles. And I know that he traveled the same amount in both days. In other words, the number of miles he traveled in day 1 is equal to the number of miles he traveled in day 2. Then I can take the number of miles that he travels in 2 days and divide it in half. So I would divide the number of miles he travels every weekend in half. What does it mean to divide something in half? That means to cut it into 2 equal parts. That will tell us how much miles he travels in day 1, and we know that it's the same number of miles he travels in day 2.